Basehor-Linwood foul number 13, Harley Baker, her first personal foul, team foul number 1. At the free throw line with 1 shot remaining for Lincoln Track is number 15, Ryan Rainey.
Welcome back to Showcase 30 here at beautiful Lee Summit West High School. We have the Bobcats out of Basehor-Linwood and the Blue Tigers out of Lincoln Prep. And right now at the line for Lincoln Prep, shooting the front end of 2. Well, let's just take a look here. That would be Delia Pippin. Delia Pippin at the line makes the first of 2. And she makes them both. Puts the Blue Tigers up by 1, 6-5, 5:54-53 left in the first quarter. Showcase number 30 here at 810 Varsity. Glad you're with us. Spend a little bit of time of your Saturday morning enjoying some good high school basketball from each side of the state line. The upstart teams, the Bobcats of Basehor-Linwood and the Blue Tigers out of Lincoln Prep. So far, 1 point separate the 2. We expect that to be the case most of this game. A long 3, no good. Rebound, gonna go out of bounds. They're gonna say it's in favor of the Bobcats. Kinley Christopher, the 5'9" freshman, doing work underneath against Pippin. Trying to work it inside. There's Cody Greer. And they're going to say that Cody Greer took one too many steps before putting the ball on the ground. That's going to be a turnover. Blue Tigers up by 1, have a chance to extend their lead here halfway through the first quarter. Top of the key is Pippin. Nice little turnaround. They're going to say that she matched Cody Greer on the other side, took an extra step, and going to go back to the Bobcats. Taylor Cruz going to be handling the point duties for the Lady Bobcats. Cruz, one of the top softball players in the Midwest, going to be taking her talents to Ohio State, the Ohio State University, this fall after she graduates. But before she does that, and the rest of these girls, they've got a good matchup here. Lincoln Prep comes into this matchup with a roster as small as you're going to see anywhere. They list 7 players. And in seeing them at other 810 varsity events so far this season, they do not let that deter them. Here comes Cruz, working on the right side, kicks it out to the hot hand of Cody Greer. That hits the back iron, kicks up and off the backboard. It's going to go back the other way to the Blue Tigers. 6-5, 4:09, 4:08 left to play here in the first quarter. Game number 1, we got 7 for you here today at Lee Summit West in the 810 Varsity Showcase number 30. Block inside. Kinley Christopher puts that big paw up there and says, get out of here. And here come the Bobcats. 3 from the left wing, no good. Rebound. That's going to be last touch by the Blue Tigers. Good hustle by both squads. Appreciate the good work of Jim McClintock and Reese Rader. And how about that? Pass underneath. That was Kinley Christopher who finished that one off. Right place, right time. And it puts the Bobcats back up by 1, 7-6. A little backcourt pressure now by the Bobcats. But a beautiful way, you know, they say that the easiest way to break a press is good dribbling and just fundamental ball and passing, and that's what happened that time. Blue Tigers back up by 1. Cruz, right side. Tried to get it inside to Emma Johnson. Lost the handle on it coming the other way. Here come the Blue Tigers. Zipping through the lane, a little zigzag. Can't get that one to fall. Savannah Fisher Kind of lost the handle on it. Tie up right in front of the Blue Tiger bench. Coach Manyawu was right there to offer a helping hand. If that's a name that kind of sounds familiar, well, her brother-in-law is one of the greats out of Staley High School. Going to be taking his talents to the next level. But 8-7 is where we are right now, and a timeout on the floor. First quarter action in Showcase 30, game number 1 of the day. So far, it's Lincoln Prep 8, Basehor-Linwood 7. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com. And back with you here at Lee Summit West High School. Beautiful Lee Summit West, home of the Titans. Playing host to today's showcase number 30. First showcase for 810 Varsity happened back in 2015. Held down at Memorial Auditorium, downtown KC Mo. All right, now we're out here in Titanland. And there's Pippin. Tried to go inside Bobcat land, right inside the paint. She can't get that one to fall. Gets her own rebound, kicks it back out. Another drive into the paint, off the glass and in. Give credit to Ramaya Logan. Ramaya Logan, she's only 5'7", but on that one, she looked like she's about 6'7". The way she cut through the lane, put it up and in. She's going to be at the lane with a chance to make three the old-fashioned way, and she does. This Blue Tiger team, one of the hottest free throw shooting teams in the region. Up by 4, 11-7, 2:20, 2:19. Left in the first. Shot from about 17. That's Savannah Fisher. Savannah Fisher makes that one. And there's Pippin. They cannot contain her. They can only hope to slow her down because this has just been a clinic by Delia Pippin inside. Delia Pippin inserting her will into this contest. The 5'8" senior getting it done early. 13-9, 4-point advantage by the Blue Tigers. Bobcats throwing it inbounds, going to be tipped back. It's going to stay with the Bobcats. Right in front of the Blue Tiger bench. Kinley Christopher hands it off. There's Cody Greer just inside the 3 line, but it's still going to count for 2, 13-11. 2-point advantage for the Blue Tigers. Try to work it inside, and why wouldn't you, Pippin? Now this time, Kinley Christopher says, you know, I've had enough of that. Puts her paw up, kind of deflects it out of bounds. It's going to stay in possession of Lincoln Prep underneath their own basket. Pippin gets it done inside, tries to get it done outside there as well. Hits the back iron, now going back the other way. Here's Cruz and the Bobcats. Long pass, left wing, back up top. Cruz thought about it. She likes to dribble to her right. She kicks it out to the right. She found Cody Greer open. Greer has had some good looks at the basket. She can't get some of those to go down. But certainly good efforts by Greer. And there's the 3, a little step back. Here come the Bobcats again. Right side, Cody Greer. She wants to take it all the way herself. She does. Puts it off. And there is Taylor Cruz does her best slip and slide impression at midcourt. But how about that athleticism? I think she slides for about 15 feet, gets right back up like nothing happened. Less than 45 to play in the first. 13-11, Lincoln Prep still up by 2. Pippin gets it back up top to Naya Williams. And Ayanna Williams, beg your pardon. Words are hard, especially early on a Saturday morning. But what isn't hard are the number of points that these teams are putting together. And Delia Pippin. Delia Pippin has been the all-star of this contest so far. Hits a huge 3, and the Bobcats answer. Kinley Christopher puts one up. 1 second, half-court shot. No good. But how about that for first quarter excitement away to get things kicked off here at Showcase 30. Lincoln Prep leads by 3 after 1, 16-13. Be right back here on A10Varsity.com. And welcome back to Lee Summit West High School. Showcase number 30, 1 quarter in the books. We got at least 3 more in this contest and many more for you throughout the day. A whole host of fans have made the trip from Basehor-Linwood. Sure, you hear all the hooting and the hollering down here in front of us. The way the Bobcats are playing, certainly giving the crowd a lot to hoot and holler about, but so have the Blue Tigers. See what kind of adjustments Coach Tat decides to make after 1. Cruz gonna back it out. It's back up top to Cody Greer. Greer's had a couple of really nice looks at the bucket. Hasn't been able to get the majority of them to fall. Cruz this time going to the left side. Now back up top. Emma Johnson back into the game, as is Ella Gilliam. Gilliam underneath gets it to Harley Baker. Harley Baker, one of the surprises of this Bobcat team this year. Not only does she get it done on the hardwood, but she's also getting it done in the weight room. More on that a little bit later in the broadcast. Back to a 1-point margin, 16-15 in favor of Lincoln Prep. Blue Tigers with the ball. Nice feed inside. A little baby hook off the glass. Can't get that one to go. Here come the Bobcats. Long pass by Cruz. Up and in. Great job by Emma Johnson to finish that one off. Cruz's pass, she had the right idea. Didn't quite have enough mustard. But the fortuitous tip lands right into the paws of Emma Johnson. And just like that, the Bobcats are up by 1. Pippin. Oh, how about that? Pippin says, I think I'd like to have that. She takes it, takes a couple of steps, puts it off the glass and in. How many more times are we going to see that happen today? She is absolutely a special player. Saw her earlier this year in one of the A10 Varsity, I think it was over in DeSoto. She certainly had a lot to her game, but yes, we have a player right now on the court. But back to Pippin and Ryan Rainey as well. That's a confusion to start the game. You're probably wondering, well, we have a couple of teams out here. They're both wearing their road unis. That is true. And because of that, and because Lincoln Prep was the home team, listed on the roster as the home team, they received a bench technical before play even started. And so it was one of those rare occasions before tip-off, we had a score of 2-0 in favor of the visitors. Another one puts it up and in, Delia Pippin. She makes it look so easy. Ryan Rainey getting into the fun as well. She's had her share inside the paint. So far, the Bobcat defense a little bit stunned, not really sure how to slow down the Blue Tiger train. Blue Tigers up by 3, 2017, 5.5 to go before halftime. Cody Greer gets it picked, and she is down. No, I beg your pardon, that is not Cody Greer. Beg your pardon, I think that might, I don't want to speculate, maybe Savannah Fisher. Looks like she's going to be okay. Good to see her getting up under her own power. The officials here. Officials here getting an earful. And the Basehor-Linwood faithful. Got a great crew here wearing the stripes today. Some of the best here for the showcase action. Here comes Ramaya Logan. Ryan Rainey, or I think I'm going to have to go back and forth. If I'm saying it right, if it's Ryan, whichever one is correct, we're just going to go with that. And I apologize to the Rainey family. We're going to say Miss Rainey. I think we'll just go with that. And right now, Cody Greer's just going with that. She's taking it up and in. Draws the foul. She's going to go to the line for 2. Only one team foul before that foul. Called against the Blue Tigers so far here in the first half of play. 4 team fouls for the Bobcats. First one, rims in and out. And Cody Greer, I saw her after the timeout. She brought a bag of money and put it in the middle of the court because, she's having trouble getting these shots to fall. She can't even buy a shot at this point. Hey, and there it is. Cody Greer busts the lid off the bucket. Makes it a 2-point contest, 20-18. 5:01, 5 minutes even to play before halftime. Ramaya Logan walks it over to the left. Little switch up the dribble. Long pass to the other side. Miss Rainey. Or is she just raining threes? Diane Rainey. Miss Rainey to you. Number 15, but number 1 in our hearts right now after a shot like that. Emma Johnson, right side, dribbles into a little bit of trouble. Tries to get into Christopher. She didn't want any part of that. Give and go. Kennedy Cornish now into the contest. Gets it up. They're going to reset it up top. Emma Johnson. How about that little Euro step inside? Shades of Dr. J. Takes off from the free throw line to make it a 3-point contest, 23-20. 4:01, 4 minutes even left to play here before half. Beautiful look, little backdoor baseline pass. Janice couldn't quite hang on to it. Miss Washington, that is. But she'll have plenty of other chances. Cody Greer gets it down to the left corner. Taylor Cruz going to her right. The aggressive man-to-man defense that the Blue Tigers are showing is just really stymieing anything offensively here in the second quarter for the Bobcats. Beg your pardon, we got a little movement down here, and the pacer. I think some of the fans are getting a little bit too animated. And some of their fellow Bobcat fans said that's enough, and they just picked up their seats and moved away. And sometimes that's a good lesson in life. Sometimes you just got to remove yourself from the situation. Right now, we need to lean into this situation and watch Miss Rainey go. Nice rebound underneath by Williams. After the 3-second call, Coach Manuel, she is given an earful right now. There's so many storylines, so much going on here. Lisa West and Showcase 30. We're going to try to sort it out during the break. But all you need to know right now, the score is 23-20 in favor of the Blue Tigers. And we'll be right back on 810varsity.com. .247 to play before halftime. Taylor Cruz of the Bobcats with the ball. It'll be a foul away from the ball called by the official on the baseline, but he absolutely saw something he did not like. Savannah Fisher looking for somewhere to throw it in. She does get it in. Working it inside of Christopher. Nice little move. Little baseline drive for Fisher. Fisher goes up. Gets a pass in to Kinley Christopher, who puts it up. Draws the foul. 23-20. 2.5 before halftime. First shot by Christopher is good. Second is no good, but here come the Blue Tigers. Long outlet pass, right side. Somehow, how did she get that first step? Miss Logan, I have to replay that one because she has a first step that is absolutely ridiculous. Miss Logan's a 5'7" senior, one of three seniors on this 7-player roster for the Blue Tigers, and she makes the first. So far in this contest, Blue Tigers shooting over 80% from the charity stripe. Makes them both, and it makes it a 4-point advantage for Lincoln Prep. 25-21. Here's Cruz dribbling to the right. She says, I think I have a lane. She did. A little bit hard off the glass, but a rebound to Christopher. Cruz gets the pass, kind of forces it. Coast to coast, up off the glass. There is Miss Logan yet again and make it 27-21. The biggest lead so far for the Blue Tigers out of Lincoln Prep. Taylor Cruz running to the right. Back up top to Christopher. She's going to do her best Miss Rainey impression, drive the lane. I call a blocking foul. Sort this one out here as we see Savannah Fisher. Little bounce pass inside. There's a beautiful play. There's Fisher for three. And they're going to say that she took just a little bit of an extra pitter-patter step before she launched that one. It would have counted. 141. before half, 27-21. Blue Tigers, there's Miss Rainey up top. Being guarded at half court. Tries to pickpocket, does Emma Johnson. Almost succeeds. Back to, and there's, I tell you what, the rich get richer. It's the law of the land, folks. And watching Miss Rainey absolutely deal has been a treat. And we're not even at halftime. It's been a lot of hours in the gym to perfect some of those moves. She can shoot, she can handle the ball, but the way that she's able to control her body in some of those drives as well. She just doesn't go through like a bulldozer. She has a little finesse. 28-21. 7 points. Joined now by cameraman Darren Kalo. Darren, heck of a contest we have here so far.
It sure is, yeah.
What's one of the things that stand out to you here so far in this one?
Mainly some of the drives in. It's been
A lot of dribble drive action,
Yeah.
penetration in the lane. Except for that one right there. Long three. She got it. That's Ella Gilliam. That's one of those get-right shots from the right wing. And that was a much-needed shot of the arm for the Lady Bobcats. Cuts the lead to 6. Blue Tigers would like to extend that 6-point lead before halftime. They have 36 seconds to do that. Trying to spread things out a little bit. Cruz and Johnson up top. Kicks it back out, a little bit of trouble. And that's going to be picked away. Here's Taylor Cruz up, hits the front iron, but right there underneath is Johnson. She can't get it to fall. There's a scrum right now. There are bodies flying everywhere. And a timeout on the floor. A timeout, an aptly called timeout by Coach Manyawu. We're going to have to play that one back. See exactly what happened in that one. There's a lot of yelling here from the near sideline. The Bobcat faithful who made the trip across the state line. One of the top teams in the United Kansas Conference over on the Kansas side. And that is kind of a murderer's row of top quality teams. You've got the Wildcats out of DeSoto. Saw both of those teams in the Hardwood Classic earlier this year. They certainly impressed. That DeSoto team's going to be one to watch for the remainder of the season as they get healthy. Players make it back. 9.7 seconds left before halftime. 5 seconds. There's a little, that's one of those fouls that were kind of an unnecessary foul, just a little bit too aggressive. But that foul is going to put the Blue Tigers at the line with 4.9 seconds left before halftime. Shooting the front end of a 1-and-1 is Miss Rainey. Rainey's first is nothing but. Make it 31-24, back to the largest lead so far this contest by the Blue Tigers. Rainey makes them both, making an 8-point lead, 32-24. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Tries to get it underneath to Cruz, can't get it done. No shot before the buzzer, and 32-24 is where it's going to stay for halftime. 8-point advantage for the Blue Tigers out of Lincoln Prep. You were watching Showcase number 30 only, live on 810varsity.com. And welcome back to showcase number 30, game one. Halfway through. So far, it's been all about the Blue Tigers, but specifically about Ryan Rainey, who leads all scorers with 19 first half points. Yeah, thank you. Rainey right side, pops the three, can't get that one to go. Here comes Fisher. Tries to get underneath. They found Cruz right on the baseline. She can't hold on to it, but it's going to stay with the Bobcats. 32-24, the 8 points that separate these two teams is the largest margin either team has had today. 7.5 to play early here in the third quarter. They're going to say that one was tipped. Oh, is it? We'll see here. That would be a negatory. That will go back to the Blue Tigers. Blue Tigers looking to add to this 8-point margin. There's Logan showing off her handles. Gets it over to Rainey. Of course, why don't you? And Rainey, Ryan Rainey. I said she had 19, make that 21 points so far for Rainey. She is a special player for sure. Cruz sets a pretty hard screen, and Fisher is going to be called for the travel. 10-point lead now for the Lincoln Prep. Talked to Coach Tad at halftime. I said, how do you slow down number 15 for the Blue Tigers? And he said, well, he tried to go to a zone, but she was able to slice through that one fairly easily. They just have to contest those shots a little bit more and play more aggressive defense, and so far that's what we've seen. Cruz, long pass to the right corner, back up to the right wing. Feeds it inside to Baker. And that was Harley Baker. Baker only with 2 first half points. A couple games back, she had over 20 in a contest, so she certainly has an ability to light things up on the scoreboard in a little bit of time. And make it 34-26. Back to an 8-point margin. A little give and go. This one, not so much. They're just having some fun down there, aren't they? Saw Ryan Rainey. Ryan Rainey is going to be at the line. First one, no good. Uncharacteristic shot for Ryan Rainey. It's her first missed free throw of the day. Holds her at 21. And make that 22. Makes the second one. Here comes Cruz and the Bobcats. Top of the key, handing it off to Fisher. Fisher took a hard spill halfway through the second quarter. Good to see that she's back at it. Kind of dusts herself off, rubs a little dirt on it. And how about that nice little floater to Greer. One thing that's for certain, this Bobcat team, despite the score, they're down by 9, but there's no question that they are playing with the tenacity that is keeping them in this contest. Beg your pardon. Here's Greer. Tries to force it in. Seems like the Bobcats have somewhat abandoned the outside shot here in the second half. And that's going to go back to the Bobcats. That was off the leg of Janice Washington. Taylor Cruz brings it across the front court. Walks it over to the left side. There's a little bit of a reach. No call on that one. Didn't impede the dribble. Little step back three, and it's good. Cody Greer. She's got 8. More importantly for the Bobcats, they're back within 6. Make it 8. Logan. That's Ramaya Logan. She's got 6 on the day. And Baker, Harley Baker, as we talked about in the first half, she also participates on the Basehor-Linwood powerlifting team. In fact, one morning after scoring 20-plus points in a game, she was at Basehor-Linwood High School doing her thing in a powerlifting contest, which can certainly lend some credibility to the claim that she is going to mix it up with anyone in there. She is not afraid and she won't back down. Neither will these Bobcats. But the Blue Tigers are going to have something to say about this little rally as well. Bobcats cut it to 7, 37-30, less than 5 to play in the third quarter. Here's Rainey. They love that little give and go, but not so fast, says Harley Baker. She goes up, she gets that one swatted away. Get that big tiger paw up there. Get that leather out of the way. They're going to say it's going to stay Bobcat ball after that block. Fisher thought about a 3 and she lost the handle, but it took a fortuitous roll off the legs of Janice Washington. And that's a good timeout there by Coach Tad. It's 4:43 left in the third. The margin at 1 point for Lincoln Prep was 10. The Bobcats have whittled away. Now only 7 points separate the two teams. 37-30. We'll be right back. Only on HNVarsity.com. All right, enough of that music. Back to the music that we're watching these two teams play on the court right now. 4.5 to play, 7 points separate the two squads. 4.5 in the third quarter, that is. Can't quite build up the drama quite yet, but I have a feeling they're going to make the drama themselves, so I won't have to. Tries to thread the needle. Does Ramaya Logan. She had the right thought. Might have been just a bit greedy on that one. Goes out of bounds, and here come the Bobcats, down by 7. Let's see what Coach Tad and the girls come up with after that timeout. There's Fisher. Nice pass underneath. Harley Baker getting in on the action. She's up to 6 points in this contest. She's up to 6, and the Bobcats have whittled away the lead, and now it's only 5. Blue Tigers have gone over 2 minutes without a point being scored. Nice behind the back. Rainey underneath, gives it up, can't get it to go. Williams had a good look. Or I beg your pardon, that was Pippin. Left side, Fisher. She is not afraid to pop the three from anywhere on this court. There's a long three. That one's a little bit too optimistic by Greer. Long outlet pass, not going to get there. That's going to go back. Competing turnovers. It's kind of been the name of the game here so far in the third quarter. Here comes Taylor Cruz and the Bobcats. Cruz working to the right as she usually does, kicks it back up. She has Greer off the glass, no good, underneath, rebound. Right there was Baker. And Baker ties it up. Possession arrow does point in favor of the green team. Bobcats are going to hang on to it. Back into the contest is Gilliam as Greer takes a little bit of a breather. Baker can't come up with that rebound. Ryan Rainey with 22 points to lead all scores. 22 of the 37 points put up by the Blue Tigers. Rainey being pressured by Greer. Left side, there's Logan, baseline drive up off the glass and good. No foul, but the points count. Back to a 7-point margin, 39-32. Emma Johnson back into the contest. She works her way in the lane, kicks it out. Right side, Greer for three. That's Cody Greer. And Greer in double digits, 11 points on the morning, afternoon. What is it, 11:59? Not too often, I got to say, so far this morning. But it is 11:59 and 48 beautiful degrees here in sunny Lee Summit, Missouri. Don't you love that? She didn't quite love that, and I know the Bobcat faithful didn't agree with that, but that's just a good hustle call by both, or excuse me, no call. Both teams going after a rebound. But Ryan Rainey, I think she was almost surprised that there was no one between her and the rim. She takes a step and then another, puts that one up, can't get it to fall. That's going to be a 5-second call. Not quite as dialed in, if you will, here in the second half so far for the Blue Tigers. But despite that and the turnovers, still holding on to a 4-point lead. Baseline drive. Love to see that by Baker. And Baker strutting her stuff. She's going to be at the line shooting two. Trying to cut the lead all the way down to 2. And that is the third foul. Well, third foul on Pippen. She makes them both. Friends, we're back to a 2-point game, 39-37. It was 32-24 at halftime. So far, and we got a minute and a half left, 13 points been scored by the Bobcats. And they've had a lot of looks that just haven't gone in. There's a nice looking, oh my goodness. She just makes it look so easy. Ryan Rainey gets the foul. She's going to the stripe for a chance at 3 the old-fashioned way. And her team up by 4, 41-37, 122 left in the third. Nothing but, give her 25, a quarter of a century for Ryan Rainey leading all scores. 25 points, and we're not even through the third quarter. Been the Ryan Rainey show, and we got a little bit of a scrum here on the floor. The freshman, Kinley Christopher, getting mixed up. I think that was Janice Washington, who kind of took a hard spill. And she's still down. We certainly hope that she's all right, being tended to by the great medical staff here. Hearing a lot of dogs barking. Some hooting and hollering. We're going to step away, play some beautiful music, and we're going to be right back here on A10Varsity.com. Back with you here at Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans, home of the Fighting Titans. Just got a somewhat of a injury timeout. Doesn't appear to be anything too major, more of a, well, but then again, I am not a physician. Maybe it is something absolutely tragic. Who knows? But what we can tell you is this, that the medical staff here are taking all the precautions that they need to make sure that this young athlete is in good hands, and everything will be taken care of as expeditiously as possible. Just a quick little reset. 1:14 left in the third quarter, 42-37 in favor of the Blue Tigers. And we will be back after the injury timeout right here on A10Varsity.com. Little quick update here for you folks. We're going to be back playing some ball here, and I would say within the next 10 minutes, teams are going to have about a 3-minute warm-up period, and we'll be back in action. We will keep it right here and bring updates as we can. Well, welcome back to Lee Summit West High School. This will officially be the longest third quarter in showcase history. I had an injury timeout. Everything looks to be as good as one could certainly hope. And the Lincoln Prep Blue Tiger player that took a hard, I think it was a hard charge. You have to go back and look at the video yourselves, but she was tended to and getting the medical care that she needs. Now that everybody's regrouped, had about a 3 minutes warm-up period. Both teams are back on the courts. And just kind of a reset. We've got 5 points to separate these two teams. Right now, the Bobcats of Basehor-Linwood, after being down by as many as 12 in this contest, have clawed their way back. They're down by 5, 42-37. 1 minute and 14 seconds to play in the third quarter. Worth noting that right now there are a total of 3 players left on the bench for the Blue Tigers. See how they respond when one of their own kind of takes a little bit of a spill. But again, we certainly wish her all the best, and she was getting some good medical attention there. Long three over on the wing. There's a little ticky-tack foul by Logan, and she knew it as soon as it happened. That's going to be the 5th team foul on the Blue Tigers, and we're not out of the third quarter. Only 3 team fouls against Basehor-Linwood. Less than 50 seconds to play in the third. Greer walks it over to the right side. Harley Baker lets it go up top. Taylor Cruz, this time to her left, inside to Christopher. She takes a little bit of an extra step as she tried to get the handle on that one. That's going to be back in favor of the Blue Tigers. Less than 30 to play in the third, 42-37. Ryan Rainey leading all scorers with 25. She's looking for more right here. Almost a step back. She's taking them on. Goes into trouble there. She gets rejected. And just like that on the other end, a steal. This one by Logan. Logan fights, puts it up. Kind of an off-balance shot. I think she was hoping for the foul. No foul called. 10.3 seconds. Here come the Bobcats. 8, 7, 6. That's Taylor Cruz. Right wing, baseline drive. Puts it up. No good. But Gillum's going to go to the line, shooting 2 with 2.9 seconds left to play here in the third. Going to bring in our camera operator extraordinaire, Darren Kalo. And Darren with 2.9 seconds to play here in the third quarter. 4 points now. After Gillum makes the first of 2, separate these two teams. It's been quite an exciting third quarter play.
Yeah, so it has been quite a game, man.
And Ryan Rainey can't get that one to go. Floater from the free throw line, and 42-39 is going to be our score after 3 quarters of play here at Showcase number 30. Game 1 of 7 on the day here at beautiful Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans. And you were watching the home of high school sports throughout Kansas City and elsewhere, 810varsity.com. 3 in the books, 1 more to go. Fourth quarter's underway. Bobcats, long 3, no good off the right side by Gilliam. Offensive rebound in and out of the hands of Greer, going the other way now. Blue Tigers nursing a 3-point lead. Very emotional third quarter. Expect more of the same here in the fourth. 16 fouls against Lincoln Prep, 3 against the Bobcats. The scoring machine, Ryan Rainey, does it again. She's got 27 points. Folks, looking up and down the showcase lineup today, we are going to see some of the best female athletes in the Kansas City area. And there was a nice run and play right there off the glass and in, 44-41. Right at 7 to play in regulation. We got the Wooten girl out of Blue Valley High. She's one of the best that I've seen in the last few years around the Kansas City area. And a real tough and salty Blue Valley North team. And the host school, Lee Summit West, also represented. It'll be a great day of basketball at Lee Summit West High School. And there was a great drive. That one, number 1 in our hearts, but not in our rush. That was Eris Pugh. Eris Pugh on the other end for the Blue Tigers. Want to give her the props, but Eris Pugh, she is a 5'5". I'm going to tell you, she is only a sophomore. This Eris Pugh playing like she's been doing this for longer than that. Timeout on the floor. 46-44, 2 points separate the Bobcats and the Blue Tigers. Story of the game, Ryan Rainey, 27. Just 3 away from the namesake of this day, showcase number 30. Ryan Rainey only needs 3 more points to hit that mark. On the other side, Harley Baker starting to come alive for the Bobcats in that third quarter. Cody Greer, after kind of a slow start of the first quarter, popped the lid off the bucket. She's got 15. Tinley Christopher had 5 at half. Emma Johnson had 4. Savannah Fisher, 2 for the Bobcats. Logan with 6 and Pippin with 6. Round out the scoring for the Blue Tigers. Here's Logan showing she's got some handles too, and they're going to say that that Euro step's going to be safe, and they're going to call a foul. This one, Taylor Cruz. Taylor Cruz with her second foul. And she makes that one, puts it back to a 5-point margin, 49-44. Fisher back up top, around the world. Back to Fisher, she's gonna drive. A little bit of an off-balance scoop hook. Draws a foul, she's going to the stripe, shooting 2. Welcome back in here, our camera operator extraordinaire, Darren Kelo. And Darren, we got 6 minutes and 1 second left to play here in the fourth quarter. You were Basehor-Linwood, and you have to make up 4 points. How are you going to do that?
Well, I'd start with trying some screens, stuff like that.
Some screens, all right. Making shots like they did right there at the charity stripe.
Yep.
2 big points, makes it 49-46. 3 5s left here in regulation. Logan, Romaya Logan, the 5'7" senior, working the paint. Or the point, beg your pardon, trying to get into the paint. Speaking of the paint, boy, she makes that look so easy. But there was a reason why she made it look so easy. She took an extra step, did Ryan Rainey. And now the Bobcats with a chance to tie. Down by 3, 49-46, 5.5 to play. There's Baker inside, a little bit short. Rebound to the Bobcats, that's Gilliam. Long three off the front iron, no good. Logan with the big rebound. Bobcats with some great looks at the bucket. Greer had a good look as well. Ryan Rainey talking to her teammates, telling her where they want her to go. And Rainey pops it out, three ball. That was for Pippen. Underneath, Rainey gets the rebound, but it is pickpocketed away from her by the Bobcats. Here comes Fisher. Back up top to Baker. Back underneath, wide open, Taylor Cruz. Taylor Cruz off the glass, makes it a 1-point game. 49-48. 4:47 left to play in regulation, and you're watching it live only on 810 Varsity.com. .441, fourth quarter of play, 1 point. Separate these two squads. Little razzle-dazzle up and around, can't get that one to go. They're gonna call, I think, a foul away from the ball. And that's gonna be Blue Tigers ball on the baseline. Try to get it inside. There's Rainey. Rainey in the middle. She draws the foul as she's done so many times. She's going to go to the stripe, shooting two. They're nursing a 1-point lead right now are the Blue Tigers. One of the rare misses by this Blue Tiger program, shooting over 80% from the stripe today. Officials over at the table looking for a little clarification. I think that might be the fifth. Well, let's see. Back into the contest comes Kinley Christopher, and she has been impressive. The 5'10" freshman, putting in some great minutes here for the Bobcats. She's going to be fun to watch in the coming years. Taylor Cruz takes a seat on the bench. Here comes Greer of the Bobcats, down by 2. 50-48, 4:20 left to play here in regulation. Christopher almost loses the handles, get it back, switches dribble. Back up top to Greer. Greer has it almost stolen away. There's Fisher. There are bodies on the floor all over the place. Who are they going to get that one on? That might be against Logan. It is against Ramaya Logan, the 5'7" senior. That is only her second. That is the 8th team foul. Have a couple of more before the double bonus kicks in for the Bobcats. So right now, 1-1. First shot is good. Make it 50-49. With an opportunity right here, Emma Johnson ties it up at 50s for the first time. Since 2 minutes left in the first quarter, we got a tie ball game. We're at 50s, less than 4 to play in regulation. Here's Logan slicing, dicing through the lane. Bobcat defense comes up big. Here comes Cruz back into the game. Long pass into the left corner, back up top. Right wing. Try to feed it inside to Baker. Baker lost the handle going the other way. I think Baker might have been just a little bit too excited on that one, Darren Kelo. Say that again, my man?
Yeah, she probably was on there.
A little bit. Darren, you got some ties to this Basehor-Linwood team. More on that in a second. Left side, Pippin can't get that one to go. Rebound underneath. And that's going to go to, that is Taylor Cruz coming up big for the Bobcats. Go the other way, Harley Baker. She had the leverage and position on that shot. She takes advantage of that, earns her trip to the charity stripe with 3:15 left to play in regulation. So they said just a while ago, you tell me that you have some connection to the Basehor-Linwood community. What is that exactly?
Well, I have some cousins there.
But you have a grandfather, I think, that may have served in an
Yeah.
official capacity. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my grandpa, he was the mayor of Basehor for 11 years.
11 years.
10 or 11, yeah.
11 years. I tell you what, thinking back to my elementary days, those were the best 11 years of my life.
Yeah.
You're not really sure what to say. Like, what? 11 years? Back at it here. The Bobcats of the aforementioned Basehor-Linwood High School have a 2-point lead, 52-50. And with Janice Washington out due to injury. And there's Baker in the middle there. Harley Baker. She showed us what she's like when she's doing some powerlifting for this Bobcat team. Good heavens. You know, there's some people that if you just walk into them on accident, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, excuse me, you kind of rub shoulders. You know, she's the type that you run into her and you think you just hit a wall. The way that she's certainly built, and the way she carries herself. 2 points, 52-50. (52-50), 3:03 left to play in regulation. Logan, how about that, behind the back, into the lane, up, off the back iron, no good. Another huge rebound for the Bobcats. Taylor Cruz has been a rebounding machine here in the second half for the Bobcats. Working underneath, there's Baker, can't get that one to go, but it's going to be last touched by Rainey. Stay in possession of the Bobcats. Lincoln Prep led at halftime, 32-24. Right now, the Bobcats of Basehor. And there was one of those fouls that didn't need to happen, and I think Gilliam knows that as well. Being told that the next game is probably going to start, depending on if this one goes to extra time. But if all goes according to plan, next game up on the slate between Grandview and the Lincoln Prep boys should have a tip-off right around 105 to 110. Able to watch that one here. My good friend Daniel Sullivan's going to take you through that one. I'll step away for a few hours, be back at 5 o'clock. But Daniel Sullivan going to be with you for the next 3 games. As I said, Grandview and Lincoln Prep boys will be the game immediately following this one. Followed by a game, I'm going to say that one's going to be pushed around 2:30 between Truman and Blue Valley. And that is a game that's just stacked with athleticism, some of the best athletes in the city between those two squads. And Logan makes that one. Puts it back to a 1-point margin for the Bobcats. And then around 4 o'clock, Bishop Miege and Raytown. Gets them both to go. We're all tied up at 52s. Logan with some clutch points at the stripe. 220, 219. Taylor Cruz going to the right again, into the lane. Nowhere to go, a little bit of trouble, but she's finding, well, not so much. We have players all over. I know the Baser folks wanted a foul, but that's some good, just hard play by both squads. Back up top, Ryan Rainey going against the big 5'10" freshman. Rainey backs her off a little bit. Less than 2 to play here at Lee Summit West between the Bobcats of Baser and the Blue Tigers out of Lincoln Prep. Lincoln Prep behind Ryan Rainey so far with 30 points, 30 of the 52 points scored by the Blue Tigers at the hand of the young lady at the charity stripe. Make it 31. 31 points by Ryan Rainey. Unofficial points, that is. Sometimes I can't read my own chicken scratches, but it's for another program. 53-52, 145. And another miss. Rainey hasn't had great luck at the charity stripe in the second half. She shot 90% in the first. She's down to about 60% here in the second. Taylor Cruz tries to get over to Greer. She does. There's Fisher back into the game. A long three, a little bit too ambitious. Falls a little short. And here come the Blue Tigers, holding on to a 1-point lead. 1-1-1 on the clock in regulation. And there's Logan up top. She's going to be pressured. Going to be double teamed. That's Fisher up there with Cruz. There's Logan. A beautiful pass underneath. Can't get it to go. But Logan with the rebound. Loses it. There's balls and people everywhere. Now the Basehor-Linwood. Yeah, there's going to be a timeout. And that's a good timeout. And I think if now, I know that fans can get passionate, but this is one of those times as an official myself, as I see the behavior of some of the parents. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm just going to say the team that's closest to me right now. Those are the ones that I hear. But some of the foul-mouth language and the attitudes that we've seen today, it's just, I'll let it speak for itself. If you really want to listen to it, you can play this video back, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Friends, family, of everybody that here, I appreciate your passion. But hey, how about cleaning it up just a little bit? 53-52. Let's not spoil the great work that these two teams have shown us today. They are out here for our pleasure. They are out here doing a great job, as are the coaches and the guys on the court wearing the stripes. I can tell you this from experience, it's a position that doesn't pay an awful lot. You do it as a labor of love. And guess what? Guess what? You're not going to get every call right. But as an official myself, there's some makeup calls. But just because something happens that you don't like, folks, okay, off my soapbox. Back at it here. 53-52. 44.5 seconds left to play here in regulation. The Blue Tigers of Lincoln Prep coming in here to Lee Summit West High School, home of the Titans. Hanging on to a 1-point lead over the Bobcats. Blue Tigers led 32-24 and is by as many as 12 points in the second half, but Basehor-Linwood has fought their way back to be within one with less than a minute to play. And why wouldn't Rainey go all the way herself? That's going to be a block. And if you're going to give Ryan Rainey that kind of room and that kind of a lane to the basket, she's going to take it every time. And that's going to be the fourth foul, I think, on Emma Johnson. Emma Johnson's done a great job, both offensively, but she's really gotten it done on defense. And both of these squads are really doing a great job. They're playing such strong fundamental ball. And let's not forget, Blue Tigers don't exactly have a lot of depth right now. Pretty much going on a 6-person rotation. and makes them both. And how big was that? 55-52, 41.1 seconds left to play here in regulation. Blue Tigers up by 3, and you're watching it live only on 810varsity.com. $55-52, Taylor Cruz of the Bobcats bringing it up, 38 seconds to make up 3 points. Cruz looking for a little bit of help up top, gets it over to Greer. Greer over to Fisher, turns it around, almost loses the handle, and she's going to carry it. They're going to call a carry. They're going to call a carry, a palm ball on Fisher. That means that the Blue Tigers are going to have the ball with less than 30 to play and up by 3. 28.9 seconds to be precise. And here comes Ryan Rainey. Rainey leading all scores. Might even be the top scorer throughout the day here at showcase number 30. She's got 31 so far. And right now Pippin is at the line. And that was Emma Johnson's 5th foul. Checking back in is Gilliam, I believe. Yes, she is. Ella Gilliam. I want to also make a quick little shout out Allison Clegg and Olivia Marine. They did a great job of helping with some of the background information. I know sometimes the coaches and staff don't always have enough time to share some stats and knowledge about the team, but they both did a great job, and boy, it's going to make it real tough for the Bobcats. 5 points, less than 20 to play. Here comes Cruz, half court, taking a lot of time. There's a long 3 by Fisher, no good. Rebound underneath, puts it back up, blocked. And here's Logan. Logan with a huge rebound. And with 6.6 seconds left, 6.6 seconds left and 5 points is the lead by Lincoln Prep. Lincoln Prep at the line. 5 points in 6 seconds. You know, crazier things have happened, but let's see what Logan can do here. The first is good. True to form, back to what we're used to from this Lincoln Prep team from the charity stripe. Shot over 80% from the stripe in the first half. She makes them both, making it a 7-point advantage. Less than 5, 4. And the Blue Tigers have come in to Lee Summit West in game number 1 of Showcase 30 of the 810 Varsity Showcase 30 and defeat the Bobcats of Basehor-Linwood by 7, 59-52. And that was everything we thought it would be and a heck of a lot more. Just a reminder for you, you're going to keep it right here. We're going to reset things. If you need to reset your devices and your internet and whatever it is you use to watch these games, next game is going to be called by my good friend, Mr. Daniel Sullivan. He's going to take you through the next 3 games. Next one's going to be Grandview against Lincoln Prep Boys. Following that will be a girls matchup between the Patriots of Truman High and the Tigers of Blue Valley High School, and the all-everything Jaden Wooten. She's going to be fun to watch. And then at probably around 4 o'clock, the Lady Stags of Bishop Miege are going to take on the Blue Jays of Raytown. And I'll be back with you with head coach Jeff Walton for the final 3. The Basehor-Linwood boys are going to take on the Tigers of Lee Summit probably around 5:30. Then the girls out of Blue Valley North are going to take on the host school, the Lee Summit West Titan girls team, at around 7, and I would say around 8:30 or so. Lawrence Free State making the trip in all the way from Lawrence, Kansas. They will do battle against one of the top teams in the city, if not parts even a little bit wider throughout the region, and that is the Titans out of Lee Summit West. That's going to be one heck of a contest to watch, and you'll be able to watch it only live right here on 810varsity.com. For Darren Kelo, the cameraman extraordinaire, my name is Sean Brewer. Thanks so much for joining us. And until next time, goodbye.